you take a look at Ford?
Oh yeah.
Probably need higher time frame.
So I mean, like this is 5 minutes showing like momentum's in a it's waning and it's in a divergence, right? So it's making lower lows while the momentum going down, and that's what gave PPO to cross, give you your cross there.
And what are the green dots on the squeezy in?
These ones?
The dots below
Oh,
it.
here on the squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
It's just in momentum. There's no squeeze. Like it's there's no trade. Consider that no trade.
So you look for the reds and the orange.
Yeah.
You have to bear with me when it's color coded outside of my pattern. I'm sitting here
It's new
looking at
tools,
it.
right? I mean, like not everyone uses them, and yeah. So interesting. So we had some sort of bounce. That was the one.
That's when I caught.
Yep. And I think I showed you the 4 hour, right? That was
Yeah.
where it stopped.
So this one's scaring me because it's. I thought this was going to be like the spring area because you see all those pivots stacked above. I thought this was going to be like a spring sweep. There's like 4 or 5 pivots that it's been watching for like 2 years, and now it just karate chopped through it. And I thought we were going to get earnings. Yeah, see, there's that order block.
Oh, okay. So here's mine.
Yeah.
My exit. Where did have you been? Did you tried this one here?
So the September one I took a swing at, and I took a break even stop loss, like where you have the I'm sorry, the SFP. I got in probably around September, and
Mm-hmm.
I took a stop loss in October, which is like a break even,
Mm-hmm.
and then I swung again in November and round tripped that to a stop loss. So I've taken 2 swings at it, just trying to get the Pico bottom, and I haven't gotten it yet. But
Gotcha.
now it's diving and leaving that triple pivot, so I'm getting like a little scared. I was like, I don't know where this goes. This high time
Yeah. So
frame, we're losing.
this was my entry. So
Yeah, I remember you
yeah, we just
cutting. You cut good.
we basically just had this bounce, and it started trending green, and then we had our pullback. We only got a 618 pullback right into the base of that candle. This is like the order block that um, gave the entry, and then the fib pull told me to cut here 1282, and so that's what I did because this is a breaker, and it didn't it was gonna obviously sorry, it's not a breaker, it's a bearish order block, but it's like it was not likely to pass through it in one go, so uh, I took profit there, and then it rolled over, and then this is me showing like now you've got the the trend EMA saying "fuck you,"
Yep.
and off it goes.
Yeah, I remember
And
you
then
were
now we're
you were checking up on me in the DMs. You're like,
yeah
hey man. I was like, I'm good. I'm gonna take a break even or I caught the
yeah
bottom. I'm not in this one to scalp.
right yeah, and unfortunately they can't turn. It's not. It's been my experience they won't turn like once they do that again. Um, but this is an interesting pattern. So you had like a bounce, and we've made a low. So that's not the low. What's the low?
What did you do aftermarket or post market? Did it go lower?
So interesting pivot here. So this is a giant order block right here. So 8.
It's
This is
huge on log, yeah.
um. So let's see if we can find anything. Somewhere right in there. That'd be the down candle that broke structure. So yeah, and that's the exact pivot. Look at that, trend to trend. So yeah, I would expect some some resistant here at 9.
It's my thing was this was Wyckoff range. It was potentially accumulation, and I was trying to catch a spring, and it's looking like it's not a spring anymore. So that means it was redistribution, and we got to find a lower low. I agree with you. There's an order block there. Otherwise, we're really soul searching. Like you're talking the COVID low of $4 is
This is
after that
certainly
one
well, I think like this is certainly a solid low.
for sure.
Right?
There's that's a second pivot order block right there.
We had this like major break and then a reclaim and then a huge run, right? So this is like massively this area here, which is why I would look to go above it. Kind of like Disney. Disney didn't give me my freaking entry. Sometimes you just don't get them. But yeah, I mean, I think that would be a decent case for trying to buy it, and that would actually be decent because what did we do? We created a whole bunch of lows.
But that's your target.
Ran the
That's your TP 10.
right? We ran all those lows, and then so like your fib hole would be in here, right? And so I would guess. Let's turn this off. I want to see the candle colors. Let's say we did something like there to there ish. So, or even if it went into, actually, we don't want it to. We want it to just like barely. If it's, I don't know. We'll have to. Hopefully, it'll just stay out of the range too long. But we want it to come in and then get the fuck out of it, and then come back up and then come back down.
That's where you really got to watch split volume for that type of stuff. I have to have split volume up.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it will definitely help having it up. Like we had a nuke, certainly right there.
Pop, pop, pop.
Which is that big thrust. But like I said, I think we created equal lows here, and all we need is a shove, and then we'll get another one.
Yeah, right now they're dealing with the auto unions, but they have a deal tentatively planned, but it's only tentatively. And then the other part is they're struggling with their EV division, so they're trying to pivot off of the EV thing that they went after.
If this can happen between now and Thanksgiving, this will give you an entry somewhere in here that'll run back to the underside of this.
Of the cloud or the pivot or the fib?
10. Both. Yeah. They'll align. Yeah, they'll be somewhere in here.
Now, when you look at that, and that's like a 5%. How much is that? 10%.
Oh yeah. Let me bring that back over.
Do you scale size? Because you don't like use leverage. You're a heavy spot, but
yeah.
If your targets are a smaller move, do you go to bigger bags, bigger positions? Or do you do that based off the confidence of the risk or the percent accuracy?
Yeah, so I mean, like positioning size is, like a percentage of your R&R, and I mean it's in this setup, it's a B setup, so you're catching a bottom. So like this is a C minus B kind of setup, right? Like the cloud's going the wrong direction, but your idea is probably that this should be the bottom. So, like your size might be quite small. And then as it came back up, and let's say you're right. And now it's unfortunate, but like this cloud did this. And this one finally went over it and caught back up to it. Right? And then so they bounced and started moving away again. Then you might load the farm, right? Like that might be your big position. Because your clouds are stacked, right? They're stacked at that point. They're all going in the right direction.
This is one of the ones where it's like you're within 6 months of a Pico bottom. 10 months,
Uh,
maybe 12
Yeah,
months.
I think so too. I think the auto like that news about the auto union stuff probably will help. If um wow, it's February next year. That's not
They're the
very good.
best positioned out of the three. Ford is further along with talks than GM
Hmm.
and Chrysler or whatever, Fiat, whatever they're now.
Stellantis.
Stellantis, yeah, they've changed again. You're the Jeep guy.
I don't even understand the name, but okie dokie. It's Stellantis now. Like how do they go from like iconic Jeep brand and Chrysler's pretty pretty iconic, I suppose, too, as well.
Well, it was
And then,
AMC, then Chrysler, then
yeah, but I mean, they had their brands and they could have unified under I guess they are a global company, but man, I don't know. Jeep's such a, like, if you say the word Jeep, there's only one vehicle people think of. That is amazing. That's a massive brand, right? That's insane. And the fact that they didn't go, yeah, we're going to use Jeep as the brand, as the Halo name, blows my mind. It's kind of like I get it. I sort of understand why Elon changed Twitter because he's completely redoing the platform. But like that was a brand, and he was like, I'm so confident in my product, I'm fucking destroying that brand. Like
yeah, I
wow,
was upset with that as well because
yeah,
it's Twitter, it's tweeting, it's not jeeting or whatever you want. I mean,
yeah,
Xing.
it's Xing. Yeah, I
So
have no idea what the fuck it is.
no, that's a good point, and I think Ford's close. I've taken 2 swings at it, and I've taken 2 break-even stop losses. So I'm taking L's, but I'm not losing money on it.
Well, I mean, if you
That's where we're
if you
different.
if
I'll bite on the turn where I'm running off colors, and then you
also
can catch the continuation a little better.
well, it's because I'm looking for I need a structure.
Yeah,
I need a structure to build. I need PAs first. I need price action to tell me that, yeah, there's a good chance something might be happening here. And then I'm looking at all my indicators, maybe get in a more ideal time or whatever. And I mean, I can certainly just use PA to enter, but I struggle sometimes with knowing when exactly to exit